cap.
Oh! I'm sorry, you want to see my succulent, delicious
my eyes!
facial experiences in my balding head? Okay.
The shine off your forehead is that of the light of heaven.
Oh, I've missed you, Brandon.
I missed you guys too. Hello, everyone. I missed you all. It's good to see everyone again.
Hello and so I played. So for those of you that didn't get a chance to hear this, I want to play this for you because I was cracking up earlier and you guys missed it. So we're gonna give it one more play. You guys okay with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Damn, that's funny.
I
found the review. You're talking about the most recent review?
I assume.
I also got the Russian Clank, to be fair.
Yeah, I love Ratchet Clank. What does it say, Camden?
I have now made it my routine to eagerly await each new episode. I find the host's velvety tones smooth enough to enlarge my manhood.
What?
As each segment passes, I feel myself closer and closer to climax. Mother and I enjoy the show thoroughly.
Hopefully not together. Maybe. Here, who's that from?
This is from the user is Horny Gerard.
All right, Horny Gerard, this is for you. Turn the volume up as loud as you can and put it against your genitals. That's just for you, buddy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, that hurts so bad. All right.
See what I have to deal with?
Your seat still seems lower than everybody else's.
I'm also slouching.
Oh, well, sit up. Sit up. Didn't your mom teach you to sit up straight?
No.
Oh, okay.
Which makes me look taller.
Hello and welcome, heroes, to the Crit Academy. I am your host, Justin.
And I am your co-host, Brandon.
And I'm your other co-host, Ian.
This podcast was created to provide you, our heroes, with new and reusable material for both players and DMs.
We hope to inspire you with creative content that you can use on your next adventure.
Our show may not be suitable for young children, but neither are our D&D neither are our D&D games.
I think an adult. I am an adult.
This episode is brought to you by our generous Patreon donors. If you do not know, Patreon is a membership platform for creators to build relationships with their most loyal of fans, known as patrons. It is a tier-based reward system that allows you to support your favorite creators for as little as $1 a month in exchange for exclusive offers. So definitely head on over to critacademy.com and click our Patreon link and check out all our rewards, including, and the most popular reward is joining our show live and having a little bit of input as we record. If you listen to the show, you know that. This is the Sam says this is the Crit Academy where your posture doesn't matter.
Dang right it doesn't.
That's funny.
Maybe we'll tether something to the ceiling. I'll do one episode just hanging upside down.
You would pass out in like 10 minutes.
That's the challenge, not to.
And wait. Do we get to like rock you back and forth?
Yes.
If you want slightly digested elephant ear on your face, then yeah.
Oh, that's gross. All right. This is a little loud. I forgot you're quieter than the rest of us.
Do the brother.
That's really good. So yeah, you can become a patron and help support our show. There's plenty of other ways to support our show. Brandon does commission art for full color art for one person for a single character for $20.
It's full body, full color.
Brandon, why don't you tell us about your art commissions?
Sure, I'd love to tell you about my art commissions. For $20, you can get a fully colored full body. That's from head to toe. For $20, it's $10 per each additional character, and plus $2 for any dynamic backgrounds you might want. So I can Bob Ross that shit all over the place.
What's really cool is that if you watch him stream, you can actually have input if you're up that late at night when he does it.
Yeah.
Ed says, did you guys see the guy who solved the 6 Rubik's Cubes while trapped underwater?
Yes.
Of course you did.
6. I believe the world record is 5 right now. Of course I know
How on
that.
earth do you know that?
Because I've solved one 50 times a day.
Anyways, so yeah, definitely check that stuff out. We want to thank you for joining us today here at Crit Academy Studios, where everything's made up and your rolls don't matter.
Yeah, that's right. Your rolls are like Kobold Press without Wolfgang Baur.
It's Bauer, so
Baur.
Try again.
I saw B-O-A-R. Yep, that's right. Your rolls are like Kobold Press without Wolfgang Baur.
Who is the creator, which is awesome.
Is that like Jack Bauer?
No.
No, I don't even know who that is. So
24?
is that the show that's like 24 episodes long but only takes place in 24 hours or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Near have I.
I don't know anything about it actually. So before we get into our topics, we like to start off every episode by giving away fat loot.
Free shit!
Compliments of our sponsors. Oh shit! I didn't pick winners.
Bum bum bum.
Yeah, you did. Their name's just invisible.
Oh yeah, you know what? I gotta fix that. Well, it looks like the last 2 people to sign up are getting rewards because it looks like I stopped halfway through. So let's sign in here. I apologize to our patrons who are paying to watch this bullshit. I've had an extremely busy week. My wife's grandpa was in the hospital, so when I wasn't at work, we were there. So I didn't get a lot of stuff done that I normally would. So
You can minimize Audacity now.
I can do what?
You can minimize Audacity now.
I can what?
Minimize Audacity.
Oh, well, excuse me. Is there something there you want to see?
Yes, my
His face.
Why? Your face isn't that pretty.
Well,
Speak for yourself.
Actually, I think you're a very handsome devil.
see his beautiful hair right here? How it just kind of like curls down.
God, you know, I'm
gorgeous.
I'm working to be more professional, and just like everything just fucking
just
falls
looks
apart.
nice.
It really does.
Because you got heaven forehead.
What the fuck is that?
The light from heaven shines
Oh,
off your forehead.
Jesus.
I don't blame him. I have a receding hairline too, and I don't like it.
Oh my God.
I'm-
Yes.
I'm sure I'm getting one. If my dad's any indication.
The only reason I actually have a ponytail right now is because it hides the bald spot I have in the back of my head.
Oh God. Is that really true?
Yeah. I have hair thing on the back of my head. I look like my father. And I'm like, uh-oh.
It's not a compliment either.
You look like my grandma's side on my dad's side.
Oh shit. That's
Seriously, I
funny.
met my 5th cousin from that side of the family, and we could pass for brothers.
Yeah, that's disturbing. I don't like being looking like-
Jeans.
Okay, so there's one there. I just need one more for the last one here. And I can actually do that right now.
And today, our winner of our first prize from Goblinstone is Blue Dragon Dagger.
You still gotta wait.
When it
I can't.
comes crashing down and it
hurts inside.
Fucking guys. I swear to God. All right, so there we go.
You can
I
edit in
got,
post.
I got that. I got that. I didn't Dan. So I do apologize for that. All right, so let's get my show notes back up. All right, we're great. So congratulations to Blue Dragon Dagger. You are this week's winner of the awesome 5-star adventure. If you enjoy the adventure, please head on over to goblinstone.com and leave him a review. Let him know what you like, what you didn't like, and help him improve his product. And check out all his other amazing content. For those of you who don't know, he does have a free module called the Ghost Peddler, I think. He's got a really good free module. You should check it out.
Is that about a bike that goes on its own?
Oh, my fucking God.
He makes really good stuff.
So we got a really great episode for you guys today. In our Let's Talk About Blink segment, we have a question in regards to magic in the D&D world. Our main topic I'm really excited for is Midgard's. We're doing a class analysis on the Midgard Heroes Handbook, the Bard. So I'm really excited about that. The book is from Kobold Press. And, of course, we have our Honor Tips and Tricks where we bring you new and reusable material. New and reusable material for both players and DMs for you to bring with you on your next adventure.
The only reason you listen to us.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So, but before all that, we have In the Realm, and we kind of unanimously decided we're going to talk about what we did today. Before the show, we went to a county fair. Now,
Yep.
I don't know the last time I had been to a county fair. Years. Long time.
I'm pretty sure the last time I've been to a county fair was in high school when I last showed in the 4-H fair.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
What about you, Brandon?
I think I was 13.
Yeah, I was actually in one probably 7 or 8 years ago, but that's still a long time. So,
I ate a bunch of fried food. That's deep fried.
yeah, I got fattened up quite a bit, as
Yep.
if I can afford that. But the most interesting thing we went to is we all got a little bit hillbilly and redneck today going to the tractor pull.
Diesel.
Yeah, it was very interesting, wasn't it, folks?
Yep, all them Chevys beat all them Fords and all them Dodges.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic. What did you think, Brandon?
That don't make sense because I'm pretty sure the Dodge was in first.
It was
That one pole, sure, but in all the other ones, it was definitely the Chevy that took the lead.
You know I don't get? It's a tractor pull. We didn't see a single tractor pull.
No, it was trucks pulling thing that was certainly not a tractor. It's the weirdest thing, I'll be honest. It's definitely not my thing, but it was loud, and now I know I'm getting old because I plugged my ears.
It's the other way around. You know you're getting old when you don't have to plug your ears. Because you're deaf.
Yeah, fair enough. It was definitely different. I can see why some people find it appealing. It was hotter than the blazes of hell outside. Right, Brandon?
Yeah.
And I'm sure each one of those trucks killed about 5% of the ozone layer with all the smoke they were blasting away.
I took a picture and posted on our Discord where it shows this like massive column of black smoke and like there goes the ozone. So I was really waiting for that good delivery you had earlier and you let me down.
You talking about the fat chick party?
Yeah. We were in the tent trying to kind of escape the heat for a minute, and Brandon turns to me and says,
Hey, we're having a fat chick party over here, and we turned the AC off, ladies. First one to have a beat of neck sweat, meet their butt crack wins.
Is that from Larry the Cable Guy?
No, it's from Family Guy.
So what you don't know is that when we were sitting on the bleachers waiting for the show to start, Alicia says, I wonder what place I'm in, because it just reached it. Oh my god, it was so funny.
And yet, that's still not as bad as what I said.
What was that? I don't remember.
The problem I have with county affairs is I see all these lovely ladies, but I can't tell if they're young adults or jailbait.
Oh no. Yeah, so it was, I enjoyed myself, but I probably wouldn't want to go to another one. What about you guys?
No. No. Other than the chick party, I think, what was the other comment I made?
A chick party?
I think I said it was hotter than the underside of an elephant's balls.
I didn't even know what that is.
I don't know. I just assume one.
Are you guys are keeping an eye out on the chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Tater has an encounter.
Tater has some ideas for us. Definitely email them to me. So it was an exciting day today. We're kind of celebrating Brandon's return as well as some other stuff going on with our show. Our book is coming along. I've actually just been asked to add a few things to each segment and add a bigger intro, so I'm going to do that. The art is going to get tossed in at that point.
Yep.
And I'm waiting for we're getting custom art for our 15 monsters by Garen from D&D Character Lab. So I'm excited for that. I really liked his art style, and I wanted to go for a adventurer is filling out these kind of drawing these monsters that he sees and encounters. Yeah. So I went for that very sketchy draw for that. So we'll see how that is. So I'm super excited for that. So I think, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Good.
So I've been gone for 2 months.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a thing.
Such a penis.
So Brandon, welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me once again. Finally.
We've missed you.
It's true.
With mouth.
Yeah, so I've been on second shift for the last 2 months, and it's taken us long to finally get the third.
Yeah.
So now that I'm on third shift, I can come back and I can be like, hey, I'm back, woo! And the wife and I moved back to our old apartment, so.
Bonus.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Brandon hasn't been able to sleep since he got scared crapless.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that video, Justin's a fucking... What was it? It was 5:30 in the morning. I'm working on a commission, right? And he's on his phone going, I'm gonna scare the fuck out of Brandon. Watch this. And he comes up to the door over here, to the man cave, and he goes, just busts open. What are you doing? Like, ah! Caca.
Good thing he was wearing his brown pants. Brandon is no longer, or Justin is no longer in my scope. Aw. Fantastic. That sucks for you.
I was a submariner. Throw what you want at me.
Except for spookiness.
Because you're beneath it?
Do it. What?
Because you're beneath it?
Challenge.
Because I'm beneath it.
But yeah, so if you're a patron, that video is on our Patreon page. You can go see it. It's one of the behind-the-scenes videos, I think.
What do you mean you made him leave last week? What did he do to you?
Oh, yeah, I walked off.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Well, if you
Because
effing watched the show, you would know.
Because Taylor roasted him so hard.
Yeah.
He was harassing him?
Yeah.
It was hardcore. And then fucking Camden had the big cojones to just continue without me. I was like, fuck. Anyways.
We had the notes.
But we're glad to have you back, Brandon. It's been a long time, and we missed you.
I am
very much.
So happy to be back.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, man. Thanks for being back. No, that certainly was not the best part tape. All right, so that'll do it for In the Realm. Brandon, if they'd like to visit other realms, how can they do so?
They can go to get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial from audible.com. Or you can go to audibletrial.com/Crit Academy. That's a great place because you can get a free book.
Or you can find a link to it on our website.
That too.
Which it's there.
Uh-huh.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Indeed.
So our moving on to our Let's Talk About Blank segment, we have a question from James Barlett. You know, I kind of don't like how magic works in D&D. I mean, it's too formulaic and scientific. Honestly, there should be some kind of risk involved with casting a spell. Like, if a player wizard casts a spell, there should be a chance that the spell may fail or blow up in their face. If they're, really unlucky. So, what do you guys think? Should there be some risk involved in spellcasting, or am I a total idiot in bringing it up? What do you think, Ian?
Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice.
No, fuck it, don't be nice. What do you think?
Oh, what the shit?
Well, to the degree, this is already built into the game with the Wild Sorcerer. I mean, they can't fail, but you do roll on the table to see if crap happens. And on top of that, there is in the Unearthed Arcana, I forget what the archetype is called, but there is a wizard that says, "What's this button do?"
Isn't that one we just went through?
Yeah.
The Arcane Tradition of Invention or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon?
Sorry, just like my show notes just went shit on me. Anyways, I think in the sense of when someone makes a player or a character that is a wizard, you assume that they've had enough knowledge and experience to know what they're doing. Now, if you get someone who's a fighter who says, "I want to be a wizard," and they start training, yeah, sure, blow something up in their face. That'd be great.
Until they can multi-class. I like that. So,
Right,
do you
it's
think
like
they
a
should
trial and error? Yeah.
Do you think that's something that should happen during combat, or something during like training? Like in the wizard's text, it actually says that they're training and they're researching during their downtime.
Training, definitely. I think a good way to do it is the more they train, the lower the percentages something bad's going to happen.
And I think it was that way in some other editions, right? There was a chance of spellcasting failure, or am I mistaken?
I don't know.
I didn't play Wizards until 4th editions.
I want to say no, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I would say a good way to go about it would be if you have someone who's multi-classing, they're just becoming a wizard or something like that, and they're training on specific spells. Every time they train, you knock off a little bit of that percentage of what could go bad. So whenever they do an attack roll or they're casting their fireball or whatever, have them roll a percentage. If it meets that threshold, they hurt themselves.
So you think it should? There should be some sort of penalty.
Based on experience.
Now,
So yes, you still think there should be some sort of penalty.
If someone makes a character who is a wizard who knows what they're doing, no. If someone tries multi-classing someone who's never been a wizard, yeah, sure.
now, I do want to mention, I'm not sure how the heck you would adapt this to 5th edition, but in the Green Run RPG of Dragon Age, which was part of the Age system, the spellcasters actually do roll a check to cast spells, and the higher level the spell is, the higher its target number.
Okay.
And if the spell doesn't have a prerequisite, you just fail at casting. But if it does have a prereq and you fail, then you go to the spell failure chart and roll again. And if you fail that roll, something bad could happen. And the absolute worst thing that could happen is, oh, you just tore a hole into the void of space-time and you're now possessed by a demon. Your character is lost and is now under DM control.
Sam says he thinks that a crit fumble table would table for Sam says that a crit fumble table for this could be functional.
And Tate also brings up another good point that instead of a penalty, you could just have it be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well, I think a penalty would just be more fun.
So here is my thoughts on that. 2 things. If you really feel like there needs to be some sort of mechanic of failure,
Play Dragon Age.
play a different game. Or there is spellcasting rules in place for scrolls, right? If you really wanted to, you could do that, but you're punishing a player for playing a class they want to play, in my opinion, for no reason other than what you think needs to happen. And if your players agree to that, fine. But to me, I wouldn't do that because the game already punishes the wizard by making them weak as shit, right? Stab them with a short sword at level 1, they're gonna die, you know. The other thing you could do is utilize misses as spellcasting failures. So if I'm attacking with Firebolt the cantrip and I roll too low to target, you could easily, as the DM, say you launch, the Firebolt and it curves off into the distance and explodes or explodes in mid cast or something. You don't need to add damage to it to create that failure level, right? You can just describe the action as it failed to cast, not even that they failed to hit their target.
I don't know why, but
why are you laughing so hard?
Because I just got this image in my head that he shoots a fireball and veers off somewhere away, and you shoot some little girl off in the distance. Mom, you're shooting star, make a wish.
that actually made me think of when we were playing like the 5th ed playtest in like the first document. Our cleric cast the cantrip, I think it's called Divine Lance or something like that. We heard some rustling in the bushes, and a deer that fell on dead.
Oh yeah?
Am I having like, awesome, you killed, cooked, and blessed everyone go?
Sam says, I like the idea of character doing downtime training for spells. How often does a character learn a spell when they level up? Does a player ever practice? New spells come out in combat every time. So to kind of go with that, and I kind of touched on it a second ago, the wizard specific spell specifically, or the wizard section specifically says they learn it during. They're studying during practice. They're not trying to practice during combat. So when they're working towards leveling up, that's them in downtime learning and practicing what works, what doesn't. If you really wanted to add a failure to that, you could have them make like an Arcana check when they level up, and then have them roll a die, and maybe when they wake up, they have less hit dice, or they got a level of exhaustion, or something. Now, I don't think that stuff's necessary, and I think you're going to punish a player for playing a class based on what they like and what you think needs to happen. So I personally wouldn't do that. I think you should, in my opinion, you should just work with missed attacks as the flavor for your failed attempts at spells, if you need to go that route.
That I have no idea why, but it reminds me of when a player complained to one of the creators of like a D&D or one of the editions. It's like, I want to do like a Prince of Prisoner wall run. No, you can't do that. That's unrealistic. Why are you saying that's unrealistic when that wizard over there just teleported through multiple dimensions and cast the fireball down from the heavens? Oh, that's okay because it's magic.
Oh God, it's magic.
Double standard.
They're yawning. I don't know why you guys are. Why are you guys fucking yawning?
Do you have any idea how jacked up my shifts have been the past few weeks?
You mean months?
Yes, months.
You just woke up.
Why am I yawning?
You woke up like before.
Why am I yawning?
I don't know. You slept all day, didn't you? Or is it the shift change?
It's a shift change.
I start my third day. See, that's what I mean. I start my first day on third shift tonight, and I slept on that couch right over there with a blanket that's too small for me. So I grabbed the wrong one.
That's not my fault. You could have came and got one. But anyway, so honestly, James, I agree with you and think you're a total idiot for bringing it up. It's a function that doesn't need to be in 5th edition. If you need it that badly, follow some of the stuff that exists already or play another game that has it, because I don't think that it's necessary. Spell slots are already precious. You don't need to be adding to the... Precious.
They're precious.
You don't need to be adding to the potential loss of that.
You're getting real smiggle, like real quick.
I hate you both.
Oh, the hope is precious.
So I hope that we've answered your question there, James. If we didn't, please send us an email to the complaint department at critacademy@gmail.com with a $5 check attached, and maybe I'll probably just not send it right to the trash can.
Wow, you are a dick. Why do people listen to us?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
It's like, I wanna ask a question for Let's Talk About Blank, but I'm kind of afraid to. Why? Because Justin's gonna make me look like a bitch.
The problem is, Sarah, is right now I'm actually usually asleep right now on my current shift.
Yeah. Ed doesn't know why they listen to us either. Yeah, so we hope we answered your question, man. If we didn't, I'm just going to still repeat and reinsert that. Okay, so that'll do it for our Let's Talk About Blank segment. That'll do it for our Let's Talk About Blank segment. If you have questions, you have questions for us that you want us to answer on the air. Ian, how can they do that?
Why do you not have it written down yet? You can either...
Do you need something written down to fucking know what our email is, or that we have Twitter
Send
and
us
Facebook?
a message
Yes.
to criticacademy@gmail.com asking us a question. Make sure to put in the subject, I have a question for the Let's Talk About Blank.
They don't have to do that. Just ask a question. Just say, hey, I got a fucking question.
Well, motherfucker.
So send us an email, message us on Facebook, send us a message on Twitter. There are options.
Okay, so can we get that all at once now, Brandon? I do like your idea with the Let's Talk About Blank in the subject line, though. Go ahead.
I'm going to spam the fuck out of our email. Let's just start sending porn.
Please don't do that.
It's like, would you like to subscribe to Pornhub? I would. What email would you like? Crit Academy. Oh, shit. I said that on air. Someone's going to do that to us.
Oh, God, dude. Cut that shit out.
Yeah, then cut that out.
So, Brandon, if they want to submit a question for the Let's Talk About Blank segment, how do they do that?
They can reach us via critacademy@gmail.com and make sure to put in a subject line that you have a question for the Let's Talk About Blank segment. Or you could also possibly reach us at other known locations that Ian might be able to know of.
Like Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
Crit Academy.
Yeah, it's Facebook and Twitter.
Did you forget?
No, I didn't.
Oh. All right, you're just trying to spend love. All right, so...
No, Sam. Sam.
No.
Bad. I will kick you off of Patreon.
Challenge accepted. No. So moving on to our main topic today, we have Midgard. Now moving on to our main topic today, we have Midgard Heroes. We're doing a class analysis on the Bard. If you don't know,
A bard plays a music.
Has everybody heard about the Bard?
Bard.
Don't you know the Bard's the word?
So Midgard Heroes is a player handbook from Kobold Press. The Midgard Campaign Setting is a dark world of deep magic started by Wolfgang Baur and fleshed out by his team. It's flavored with Central European myth and folklore, from the frozen Northlands to its wild steppes and dark forests and craggy mountains.
So like The Witcher. Got it.
Very much like The Witcher, or even like just like Norse mythology kind of setting too, right?
Yep.
Samuel Grip and Midgard, a book, printable, Patreon reward.
The book.
It's a
believe
book.
It's a
The book.
from Kobold Press.
Yes, if you give me a second, I'll put it in the show notes for you.
You can go and grab it from them.
It's the Midgard Heroes Handbook.
Bard.
I will put the link from to Kobold Press's website right now in the show notes.
Did it? What's the matter, Pop? Yes, what has you upset, Peter?
There we go. I added it to the show notes so you can get the link there. So the Midgard Heroes Handbook has over 200 pages of what I consider pure and delectable gold.
It's good stuff.
Listen to how much shit is in this book. It includes 11 new races in addition to the variations of existing races. It has over 40 subclass choices, new feats, new backgrounds, new spells, new weapon options. I cannot wait to talk about that. Magic items, monsters, and a whole lot more stuff.
When you say weapon options, is that like sticking a laser pointer on a pistol or something?
No, so I'll edit it out. But the weapons options, what they do is they give features to different weapons. So like
You mean like they did back in 4th edition?
Oh, I don't know. No,
In 3.5?
Well, like so, if you have a single-handed weapon that can be drawn out of sheath, you have like I forget what it's called, where you can just pull it out and butt somebody with it, and it like has a chance to like stun them or knock them down or some shit. And each weapon, depending on what class it is, has its additional feature in addition to its attack actions and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I thought you were like talking about a fully semi-automatic assault sword.
No. Jeez.
Well, why not?
So actually, I want to take a moment to thank Wolfgang Baur. He gave us permission to go through and do some of these class analysis. He might even be sending us one that's not released yet soon, and on chronomancy. So I'm super excited for that. But so as we work through this, we will not be doing class analysis on everything in the book, but we're going to be doing a couple options from the different classes.
And we do want to stress, though, that as awesome as this book is, it is third-party material. So.
Yes. Now, if you're going to buy third-party material, Kobold Press is probably the best one to do it because they've been working on D&D content forever. They were part of like the 4th edition adventure stuff, and they do all the stuff for Pathfinder. So they're one of the biggest third-party producers. So if anything's tested, that's why I agreed to have this on the show,
and
because it is play-tested and balanced material.
And they did work on some of the campaign books for 5th Ed too, as well as Adventure League. So,
so yes, I am working on that, Ed. Once we're done with the class analysis, I would love to have him on. So once the first couple get out, I'm going to then hopefully invite him on. Because hopefully then he'll listen to them and decide whether that's something he wants to be a part of. Because if we go through these, talk about these products, and he listens to it, and then we can have him on to talk about what we reviewed and how it kind of all came to be. So that's a great idea, Ed. Glad I thought of it. So, but moving on to the meat and potatoes of the episode, we are going to be discussing the first archetype, the Bard, the College of Entropy.
Entropy.
Do you want to take that one, Brandon?
Is chronomancy
Time magic.
Time magic? Yeah. That's what I thought.
Do you want to take that one, Brandon?
time freeze.
That was really good. That was Goldo, right?
Bards.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Bards.
Sorry, go ahead.
Bards of the College of... Okay. Bards of the College of Entropy are itinerant... What the hell is that word?
Itinerant.
Itinerant. I don't even know what that means.
How about you just skip that and just say gamblers?
Okay. Bards of the College of Entropy are gamblers and daring thrill seekers whose actions are supremely unpredictable. Rather than relying on ancient lore or skill with arms, these bards throw themselves into new challenges just to see what happens, trusting in luck to see them through. They're called Lux Dealers, with a mixture of derision and respect. Because no matter how bad things get for everyone around them, these bards always seem to come out unscathed.
Okay, so
What happened when I pressed this button?
there's a movie that just came out with a character that fits this archetype.
Are you talking about Domino?
No,
I'm talking about Domino in Deadpool.
Deadpool 2.
Whatever, same thing.
No.
And that's her power. She's lucky, right?
Yep.
And that's the whole spiel. That's what I envision for this archetype, and that makes it awesome.
Yeah, Lucky, I don't know. That doesn't seem very cinematic. Sure it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I'm going to meet in the middle and say, no, it's not.
So before we get in too much into the abilities, aside from Domino and shit just happening around her, how do you envision this ability? Is it something that can be seen?
Not directly.
Do you think that if you could see it, what would it be like?
How the crap did that guy just do that?
Okay. What about you, Brandon? Is there any visuals to this sort of effect, or is it
the only
pretty
thing
mundane?
I can think of how this would be a visual aspect is if this person is walking down an alleyway and shit keeps falling around them and missing them by a hair.
That's what I was envisioning.
Yeah.
Like just accidents happening. In the Flash TV show, they had a character on, I think her name was Jinx.
Yep.
Where as she's walking through like town and in areas, just good things are happening to her, but in the background, people are falling off ladders, they're spilling their hot coffee on their lap, they're running into all these problems that are just happening kind of in the background.
Yep.
To kind of represent her stealing the luck from the people around her. And I think that is awesome.
Is this Teen Titans Jinx?
No.
No?
It's not the same one, but isn't it the same powers?
The concept?
Or it could be the same character, just different depictions.
Yes, it's same character. I believe it's same character, different depictions. But anyways, so that's how I envision this whole archetype working, and that to me, just as a DM, sounds awesome. Because you always talk about, making the world come to life, and your characters, as you guys are walking through town and you approach a merchant, you hear a big crash, and as you turn around, you see a big, giant cart of manure has just been tilted onto somebody's meal or something.
Actually, this reminds me of the three of the main characters from the Wheel of Time series.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Like, they were like divinely appointed by like the cosmic forces to influence the world around them, and random crap keeps happening around all three of them.
Oh, okay.
And one character in particular, the more random things are, the more in favor they are
Oh, nice.
of him. I still like love it. Like, okay, this ability I have is random, and we're not sure which way to go along this four-way road. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take 2 dice, 1 through 3. We go left. We can roll 1 and 2. Shut up. And I broke it down. But don't the odds matter for the different? Shut up.
Just let me roll my dice.
Yep.
So what happened?
He rolled the dice. 1 dropped, face up with a 1, and the other die fell on a crack on the floor.
He got a 1. That's awesome. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. All right.
I imagine this character would be hard to assassinate.
Just fucking.
He's just walking down the street, and arrow hits him right behind the head in a wall. Like, oh, that's weird. He turns around, looks at it, and arrow hits where his head was before. He goes, "Oh, a penny!" He drops down. Damn it!
Or I'm picturing that like Steven Seagal Mountain Dew commercial,
I haven't seen that.
where people in the gas station keep trying to kill him, but he's completely oblivious to it, and everything he does somehow incapacitates somebody.
It's an accident. Sam says.
America.
Sam says, steal the luck from players every time they crit fail. Player thanks other player for the luck boost. Well, why don't we get on to some of the other abilities? So once you pick up this archetype at 3rd level, you instantly gain some new proficiencies. You get acrobatics, athletics, and a gaming set of your choice. That's awesome because that fits the flavor, right? Especially if they're compulsive gamblers. In addition, in addition to your 3rd level, you get access to the ability called Lux Dealer. You basically learn how to borrow a little bit of other people's luck for yourself, right? Which is kind of what we were discussing. And when a creature you can see within 60 feet of you makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw with advantage, you can use your reaction to expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration to grant that creature a penalty to the check equal to the number rolled on your Bardic Inspiration dice. You gain inspiration that is only usable on yourself that lasts the number of rounds equal to the number of your Bardic Inspiration die. If you do not spend the Bardic Inspiration before that time, it is lost. Stealing luck, regardless of whether you use the inspiration, causes a Chaos Magic Surge. Now, before we get to Chaos Magic Surge, what do you think about that ability?
It's a dick move.
Sucks to be you.
You're instead of just rolling a dice to buff yourself, you're weakening them and buffing yourself at the same time.
Yep.
And I think that is phenomenal.
I rolled a crit. No, you rolled a 2.
Well, I think if they rolled a 20, it would still be a crit, though, wouldn't it?
Well,
Or would you change it? Because on
right.
on a 20 in attacking, a crit is an auto success, right? No, it automatically hits. Yes.
Yes.
That's not true for like abilities, skills, skill checks.
Yeah.
No. This is different than cutting words. Cutting words only puts a penalty on the enemy, right?
Yeah.
This one puts the penalty on the enemy and gives the player a buff. The same buff. So if I roll a d6, the way I understand it, if I roll a d6 and it lands on 5, they get a -5 penalty. I get a 5+5 bonus. Mm-hmm. That's the way I interpret this. The other thing that's interesting about this as the Chaos Magic Surge, right? So the Chaos Magic Surge, there's a table in the Midgard Heroes Handbook that is basically a variation of the Wild Magic table.
Yeah.
And that's basically what this is. So you now have another character that generates that very random chance again, which I think is awesome. Sam says so. It's cutting words and Bardic Inspiration combined. It's OP.
Anyway, next up we have at 6th level you gain Infusion of Fortune. When you cast a Chaos spell, you cause a Chaos Magic Surge and regain 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration. You regain the use of Infusion of Fortune after a short or a long rest. Very nice.
Okay, so I feel like I should pull up the Chaos Magic table thing here.
Yeah, that does sound like that might be important to know.
I mean, I think it's in my... I don't have it on
There's
the
a Chaos.
laptop.
There's a Chaos Magic table. You buried the lead.
Yeah, I don't actually have it on my laptop. It's on. I downloaded it on my desktop. So that's,
Gah!
yeah, that's gonna have to wait. Anyways, it's very similar to the Magic Surge. So yes, it does. Sam, the Lux Steel does have the benefit of both, but it comes with a risk of potentially blowing yourself up and shit like that.
Kaboom!
And you can lose it too in a number of rounds, which is different than Bardic Inspiration. I think that lasts for like 10 minutes, and it can only be affected on you. So that Infusion of Fortune. I had to read it again because I forgot. So one thing that separates Midgard from the current settings is this quote-unquote, chaos magic. That's a source of power, and I think it's similar. And correct me if I could be mistaken. It's similar to having like a new. Not what's the evocation? That's a
Warlock.
no. The class the magic type. You have evocation. You have illusion. What is that? That's like
Divination.
God damn! It's a class of magic. There's a name for that. Is it a type of magic? A class of magic? Fuck! You guys are stupid, and so am I, because I can't think of it. It's a type of magic. It's a category, a tradition, maybe.
A school.
Thank you, dear God. Yes.
Thanks, Sam.
He's like, I fucking know this, and these idiots can't figure it out. Yes, so chaos magic, I believe, is a new school of magic that has more of the wild effects. Anyway, so basically, when this allows you to potentially regenerate your bardic inspiration, but has once again this very big risk to it, right? And once again, risk is kind of the whole point of this character, right?
I vote that the next upgrade we get for the show is Ian and I should get chairs like that. Because after sitting on those bleachers, my tailbone is in my throat.
You can go buy your own damn chair.
Well, fucking, it's part of the show.
So, that chair works just fine.
You know what? Give me your chair for an episode. You'll see how fine
I've
it is.
sat in that chair before and it sucks. I'll deal with it. Anyways, so this Infusion of Fortune, how do you guys see it working? Because it basically says when you cast a spell, you cause this magic surge and you regain a use of bardic inspiration. Do you see it as like as you're casting a spell, you're leeching some of that energy for yourself? Like kind of like a buff, like I cast Fireball and I suck some of that energy in. How do you see that working?
So the Chaos Magic Surge comes from a table, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find. I have that.
Because that would suck if you use a Chaos spell against an enemy, burn yourself, but hey, I got inspiration.
Yes, I think that's part of it. Monster Manual.
I inspired myself to never do that again.
Brandon, do you want to take the next one there? I'm gonna go find.
Belief
this,
is a tool.
You're a tool.
You're a tool. Justin's a tool. Oh, fucking tools. Belief is a tool. Everything desires to be something else. Starting at 14th level, as an action, the Lux Dealer can change one known spell to another spell of the same or lower level on the Bard spell list. At the end of the Bard's next turn, his or her list of known spells returns to normal. Using this ability causes a Chaos Magic Surge. Man, everything to do fucks everything up, doesn't it?
Well, that's the point. That's the point of this class, is to cause is chance, like the Wild Magic Sorcerer. But I think they did it better.
Which is pretty neat.
Why don't you guys discuss that and buy me a few seconds?
Change one known spell to another spell of the same or lower level. That's convenient, because you can't just change spells.
I prepared this list of spells. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I prepared this one spell, but you. Oh, you did cast that one.
And it's as an action too.
Yep.
At the end of the Bard's next turn, everything returns to normal.
So you better use what you changed it to.
So you use an action, next turn you use it, and then at the end of that turn, your list goes back to normal.
That does potentially. I want how you do lose a turn. On the flip
Yeah.
side, you do get some versatility.
So you'd have to lose a turn, but good God, the implications that can have.
Yeah.
You're in a pinch and you don't have a spell. It's like, oh, I do now.
Surprise, mother.
I'll give you $20. No, never mind. Because I feel you'd actually do it. I was gonna say I'll give you $20 if you finish that sentence. You're like, okay,
So, and I think
motherfucker. Aww.
So I think we discussed something similar in one of the recent arcane traditions.
It actually drove my ex nuts that I would never swear.
That art is sexy as hell.
Yeah, it is. Let me go back to this subject here. So basically, we've all played the wizard that went in without a spell prepared, and it could be the clencher, right? It could be the clenching moment spell, and you didn't have it prepared. Does that ever happen to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yep. Especially for your warlock.
Well, this is specifically a warlock because you know. Well, you don't have to prepare as a warlock, do you?
No, but you have a very limited list to pull from.
So when I played a wizard when we were doing Banquet of the Damned, all the spells I had nothing to do against undead, and I was like, well, great.
That reminds me of one time in Pathfinder where I built an elven witch, but all they were good for was fighting living things, and that very first adventure I ran them in, we fought nothing but animated objects and undead. I was like, son of a...
And you didn't have anything prepared to deal with it.
Yeah, Sam says, why do I get the feeling every custom rule for spellcasting takes the be prepared nature out of a spellcaster?
Because people don't like fancy spellcasting, even though Wizards keeps using it. Gah!
As player learns for next time. It's like that for a reason. Players have to get creative.
Because some people like using mana, which is what most other games seem to do.
So to clarify chaos magic, in D&D we have spells that are considered rituals, right?
Uh-huh.
And the chaos magic is something very similar, where you could have a ritual tag and the chaos magic tag. And most of those are tied directly to the spells that are unique to the Midgard Handbook. And then, so I'm looking at the chaos magic surge table here, and it's you roll on a scale of 1 to 100, and you get effects like on a 1 you cast Hypnotic Pattern centered on yourself. On a 29 to 30 you gain resistance to one type of damage determined randomly for an hour. 54 you can heal yourself with Healing Word. 41, 42 you become immune to all damage. 57 you hear thunderous sound and are stunned until the end of your next turn. Fuck. 71 to 72, a barrel of lamp oil appears adjacent to you. What the hell?
A barrel of lamp oil. Good God, that's dangerous.
Okay. This one says the ground beneath your target or beneath you, if your spell or ability has no target, sinks 1 foot. If it falls prone unless you succeed on a dex save. So it's very much like the wild magic table, except different.
I was looking at that
Different
first
options.
one. 1 to 2. You cast Hypnotic Pattern centered on yourself. You can just see this guy, he uses Chaos Bolt, someone's like, BAM! And he hits the enemy, and his team is like, good job, man. They look at him, he's going,
Ooh. I was more thinking like, ooh, all the pretty colors.
why does he think he's a chicken?
But anyway, belief as a tool is a very powerful tool. I think that being able to change out a spell from what you have to something you need is really important.
Well, magic I don't feel too permanent either.
Yeah, some of them are like bubbles for like 10 minutes and out of your mouth and shit. But
Or a unicorn appears for a minute.
But anyways, I think this is a really cool archetype. I love Domino. I love Jinx. I think as a player, being able to introduce this wild chaos magic and this chance of weakening the enemy and buffing yourself is just a fantastic roleplay opportunity. I believe that I would have so much fun as a DM describing all the bad shit that's kind of just happening around everybody, you know? And it maybe in some cases it helps with the players. Like, let's say the players go to buy something and they're a little short, like a few copper, a few gold. I can easily see describing, you guys hear a tinkle or a tinkle. You hear a tinking on the ground, and as you look, a gold ring rolls right in front of you and it hits you in the boot. Its approximate valuation is probably the exact amount you need. Just stupid shit like that. And then they can be hired by the guy who lost it to go find this ring. They have to steal it back. I think this is really cool. What do you guys think?
Fun stuff.
I have Lux Dealer. Sounds fun.
Ian, do you want to take the next one?
Entropy held the Greenleaf College that is funded by the elf monk who... That's not Irish at all.
That wasn't even close, bro.
Brandon, you do it.
What?
You want to take the Greenleaf? Do you want to take the next one?
Okay.
Well,
I probably should, I guess, since I haven't done one yet.
The Greenleaf College was founded by Elfmark who sought to record the varied heritage or something. Wait, did you want to take it or do you want me to keep going?
You're fine.
Drawing from elven lore and power, Greenleaf Bards strengthen their connection to nature through their magic and their tales. They convey the rejuvenating strength of the forests and rivers to their allies.
That sounds like a druid.
yeah.
Sounds like a hippie.
Tree hugging hippie.
Like, that's your opinion, man.
Hello, tree. Let me sing you a sonnet.
That's funny. Yeah, so this sounds interesting. Do you think they drink green leaf tea?
Like, that hurts the plant, man.
This is really interesting because there's only a few like nature-based archetypes, right, and classes.
Yeah.
The ranger, the druid, and then the one cleric archetype, right? I guess the ranger, the druid, and then the cleric nature.
The paladin also has the Oath of the Ancients, too.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so this is another addition to that, which I think is pretty cool. This fits really good, kind of with the bard theme, the traveling minstrel and stuff like that.
Sammy smartass.
What do you say?
Most tea leaves were green at one point. If it grows from the ground, God meant to make it for me.
It's green.
So when you join the, you know what? I didn't fix that.
You ever realize that pot being legal is the only reason that... What the hell? Oh,
It's him.
I see. Thing. It's the only thing that's become legal just because he asked for it enough.
Oh God.
Well, that, and if you look at the
Ask and
history
you
of
shall
why it's
receive.
illegal, too, though, it is
Please?
it is kind of shady about why it became illegal in the first place.
Well, yeah, it's because it puts pharmacies out of business for certain things.
Oh, no.
No, we're talking
No.
about the paper industry.
No, I'm talking about the fact that Ursula was racing against Mexicans.
Okay. I just thought the big farm wanted to keep it out because anyway, let's not get into that.
Yeah,
Hugs, not drugs, people. So
The second it comes legal.
when you
I swear to God.
So when you choose this college at 3rd level, you gain access to an expanded list for the Bard, which is awesome. And we're gonna kind of shoot through it really quick, and we'll talk about some of the options. At spell level, at 1st spell level, you get access to Goodberry, which I think is awesome. It's one of my favorite healing abilities. Because who doesn't like shoving something down somebody's throat while they're unconscious, and to wake them right up. Entangle, vines coming up and grappling people, which is pretty cool. Pass without a trace.
At 2nd level.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, at 2nd level you get access to these are spell levels, not character levels.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good. Yeah.
At 2nd level, you get access to Pass Without a Trace and Spike Growth,
Can't see me.
which I think is really cool. I love Spike Growth. That's one of my favorite terrain type effects because I took it as a barbarian and druid hybrid. Like I think it was 2-level druid or 1-level barbarian and several levels druid, and I would cast Spike Growth and just grapple people and run through it. just hurt them over and over and over. And over. At 3rd level, you get access to Conjure animals and the Daylight spell. At which by the way, Conjure animals is pretty cool. Anytime you can just conjure a spirit or an ally is always
So
cool
you
from
get
a
a-
roleplay standpoint.
I'm hungry. What do you want? Steak. I'll conjure a cow.
So you're telling me at 3rd level,
3rd spell level.
yeah,
So
at 3rd level, I gain a 3rd spell level for Conjure Animals. This bard becomes a Disney princess.
start whistling and animals, little critters show up. What I think is interesting, the 4th spell level is Conjure Woodland Beings. Now, if you don't know, if your DM doesn't know that they really should be choosing the creatures that show up, if you get away with summoning a bunch of pixies, you can really wreck some shit.
I was thinking some Ents, basically, but okay.
What?
Ents.
Ants.
Ents.
Ents. Oh, Ent. Is that? I think there has to be
This is
certain.
Sam.
There's a certain level. I don't know if that's in it or
I
not.
don't know.
Conjure 8 boa constrictors. Lock one thing down, guaranteed.
Not going fucking anywhere.
You're not wrong.
You get access to Dominate Beasts, which I think is awesome. Anytime you can dominate anybody, I'm big into dominating. So, And then the 5th
The bear
level.
goes by. Sit. Okay.
And then 5th level, you get access to commune with nature and tree stride, which is basically teleporting between trees, which is pretty awesome. So that being said,
hippies.
you get some really nice access to some really nice spells following the Greenleaf College, which I think is awesome. Once again, you can utilize those in a myriad of different ways.
Also, man, at 3rd level, you could learn to infuse your bardic inspiration with a magical seed of healing energy.
Bro.
Yeah. When a creature uses a bardic inspiration die from you to increase one ability check, attack roll, or a saving throw, it also gains temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on the die, plus your charisma modifier. Yeah, man.
Dude, that's heavy.
What is the name of that ability, Ian?
I said rejuvenating inspiration, man.
I'm just making sure I didn't hear you.
I got some rejuvenation for you. It's
so-
right here on a piece of paper.
So how do you guys envision this feature working?
Bruh.
I mean, it kind of gives a pretty good description there about a magical seed of healing energy.
Dude, man, just chill while you hit the guy in the face.
Oh my god, I hate you guys sometimes. So do you think the magic seed is like planted on the person?
Nope.
Or it just you hold it in your hand and then you pull the energy from it?
No, you pull a slingshot out and shoot him in the face with it.
That's what I totally see, like, using your sling to, like, launch a seed at somebody. Like they're, like those people that pop, shoot stuff in people's mouths. Like, launching them. Oh, man. Launching a good berry out of your sling at your target. Here, have one. Everyone gets one. Like, Oprah,
like,
you get a good berry. You get a good berry.
This cut hurts. Ow, God. Yeah, why? Look at your ribs. It's gone.
Sam says the person is seeded with healing. I think it would be really cool to like shoot a seed at somebody, like, and have it hit them in the chest, and like little tendrils like expand out and like dig themselves in your flesh, and it's like start throbbing to or attach yourself to your flesh and starts kind of throbbing like another heartbeat as it's healing you. That would be kind of cool.
Why did I briefly picture that one scene in Venture Brothers when they made him walk into what was the villain's room? Hey, boss, can you... Boss throws like a bunch of needles. The man, he falls over. You think he's dead? Only for suddenly to jump up. Whoa! I'm starting to be a lot more loose. I don't feel like smoking anymore.
Samuel says it feels like
remember
damage,
that.
not healing. You know what? I tell my doctor the same thing when they stab me with a needle.
I'm going to say that to my doctor next time that happens.
You're supposed to be healing me, not killing me, bastard.
It's like, this is your flu vaccine? This feels more like hurt, not heal.
Yeah. So instead of it digging into your flesh, maybe it just wraps itself around you in like a heartbeat. Like I always use the Yu Yu Hakusho references.
Of course you do.
One of the guys in Yu Yu Hakusho attaches this thing onto the characters, and it like attaches to them. It's planty, and it beats like another heart, and it's kind of like, it's very cool. I kind of envision something like that. And that also could be the source of the temporary hit points. Let's say it is digging in and it's pumping like an adrenaline in there, right? And giving them, this little boost of protection. Or maybe it just like digs into like their ears or into their mouth or something. Like make it like a living mask. Just
I just pictured it as like kind of like healing a word.
Sensubine!
then it like tentacles come out and wrap around your head like a freaking illithid.
Sunsubine!
I can't do that very good. There we go. All right. The next feature is Landstride. At 6th level, moving through not... At 6th... God damn it, you guys. At 6th level, moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs you no extra movement, which I think is awesome. You can only pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them. I realized my mistake. Thank you. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them, and without taking damage from them, if they have thorns, spines, or a similar hazard. In addition, you have advantage on saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement, such as those created by the Entangled spell. So this works really well with the Entangle spell and the Spike Growth.
Yeah, make spike growth and just hide.
Well, no, man, dude, we've talked about like the Barbarian before. This would be a cool hybrid because you could literally Spike Growth, grab a bitch, choke them, and just run in circles with it, taking less damage.
Or use Vine Whip and pull people into it.
Yeah, that's cool, but the great thing about about the grabbing them is you can use your movement to run back and forth as you're carrying them, and every time they go through it, they take damage. So you just run back and forth like frickin' like you're smashing their face into a cactus repeatedly.
On a side note, can we do an episode on Paladin's Oaths, the actual roleplay and wording of the oath to the gods?
Sam did that a long time ago.
Well, we talked about we talked about what they were, but we didn't talk about we didn't go into depth about them. Sam, if you want to send me an email as a reminder with that, because I will forget, that would be great, and then we'll talk about it and decide if that's something we want to do. So yeah, I really think this is really cool. How do you see it working? It's land stride, so are they like jumping from plant to plant, or is the plant like parting for them as they walk through it?
I see it as you go on Moses on them.
And just part the plants as you walk through them.
Yep.
Like they move. Like that happens with Poison Ivy in some of the Batman shows, right?
Yeah.
Where she's walking through and the plants just kind of slither out of the way for her, and then
Go
pile
back.
up back where she as she passes through.
Yep.
I think that's awesome.
Or the spines or thorns retract as you walk through it.
Yeah. Brandon, you want to take the last one there?
Vital Surge. Starting at 14th level, as an action you can expend one use of Bardic Inspiration to magically remove one disease or detrimental condition affecting a creature you can see within 60 feet. The condition can be blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Oh, you can fucking see. Oh, don't be a pussy.
It'd be even better if the person can't see and just walk up and you slap him in the face and say, like, you can see!
Didn't that happen in Robin Hood Men in Tights? The guy like walked into like a tree or a ladder and then he could see for a few seconds?
No, he fell. He looked up because he was seeing stars.
Oh, right.
Because he's looking up. He's like, I can see! Thunk.
And then he turned and walked in and lost his vision. Oh, never mind.
No, he didn't lose it. It just, you know how if you look to like an impact to your, you just see like dots? That's what it was.
Oh, I thought he could see and then he ran into something and he couldn't
Because
see.
it looked straight up.
Oh.
So what do you guys think about this ability?
I inspire you to suck it up, you sissy!
Boy, you better hear me! Get rid of the dev.
I think this is very... No, wait, this doesn't work for the other one, does it?
Kind of going the nature route again here with the vines and stuff. I can easily see the character singing vines out of the ground to wrap and once again they kind of just dig into your flesh maybe and then suck the poisons out, or maybe
I just briefly pictured in my head for some strange reason this bard sucking a joint, then blowing the smoke onto somebody.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Have some of this. Oh, wow, I feel better.
All right, dude. Wake up.
Oh man, this is some good crap.
Hugs, not drugs. That's really awesome. I like that one. Yeah, so you can do a lot of cool stuff with this. Though your smoke would have to be definitely magical to reach 60 feet, like a cloud of pot smoke.
This is getting worse.
Well, it wouldn't be pot. It would be like what's a drug in Midgard or Faerun or something.
Shrooms.
Guma.
Just shrooms. There you go. I think this is Oh, that's another thing. We can go back to slingshot. You got mushrooms and stuff. And you just start shooting them at people to break their or use a sling to break their detrimental conditions. That's awesome. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. You deaf? Can you hear me? I can take care of that. And you start sign languaging to him. I can take care of you, bro. Oh, you can't see? Come here. I got something good for you. Eat some of this. You'll be all right. The first one's free. Isn't that what you usually say? So
Sometimes.
You could just be a total dick and pull a prank on him. It's like, you can't see here. Eat this. It's like, okay. It's going to make me better? It's going to make you better. Eats it. What was that? Poison ivy.
that I got the cure for 20 gold. Oh man, I love the smoking one. I never thought of that. Where you just all right, who needs some inspiration?
Okay, I'm now picturing this bard as the dude from the Big Lebowski.
Yes. That's awesome.
Picks up a bowling ball. The hell is this thing? Obviously, you don't golf. That's my favorite quote.
Oh my god. So overall, what do you guys think of these classes so far?
I still think my favorite moment from the Big Lebowski was when they tried to spread the guy's ashes off a cliff. And the wind blew it back into them.
That's funny. What do you guys think of these classes?
These are good.
I like the second class a little more than the first one.
I kind of like the first one more than the second one.
No, the first one just seems more,
Chaotic.
too random.
That's why I like
I
it.
don't like the
And
idea of
that's-
something
and
stupid
that's
happening to me.
And that's not for everyone. That I agree.
Yeah.
I like that sort of stuff because I can roleplay off of it. You know what I mean? Especially as a DM or as the player. I think that Kobold Press did an amazing job with these classes. I was originally concerned about doing stuff not Wizard official, but I read a lot of articles about the balance of these, and they hit the nail on the head. So it's very good, very cool stuff. Well, that'll do it for this week's class analysis on the Midgard Heroes Handbook, Bards. So yeah, I'm really excited. So once again, I had a really blast going through this. Thank you, Wolfgang Baur, for giving.
Bless you.
Thank you,
Bless
Wolfgang.
you.
Motherfucker! Swear to God, I know you do that shit on purpose.
Of course I do.
Bless me.
Damn it! What was I gonna say? Oh,
You're
one.
gonna thank. Sorry. just do your shit. God.
I'm fucking trying. Thank you, Wolfgang Baur, for the opportunity. Now we will not be going through every class that they have. We're just gonna pick a couple from each, or we're gonna pick a couple archetypes from each class. Jeez, how many does
Be
it
it
How
if
many did you
they're
say there were? Like 40?
Yeah, there's a lot.
be if they're cool enough or different enough from what's already there.
Yeah, and
How
they
does
all really are. There's a lot of pure gold
Or
inside
40
it.
subclass choices. 11
Yeah.
new races.
If I go up here and look at this,
Bum.
there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's not important right now,
1,
really.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna be doing the fighter next, and there's 6 different archetypes for the fighter. We're gonna pick 2, so you guys need to read and pick which ones you want to do.
What are the options?
Well, you'll have to read them when this is not the time for that. But I won't.
What are they called?
I want to do Ghost Knight.
You have the
That was
Clanky
fun.
Mercenary, the Edget, the Edget is I don't know if that's short for idiot.
Idiot.
Ghost Knight, Griffin Knight, Shield Bearer, Sword Dancer.
Ooh.
So yeah, so there's a lot of options in the book. We will not be going through all of them, but we will be picking some of our favorites.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should do a poll on Patreon and see what they want to hear.
No, because there's certain ones I want to do, and if there's certain one I want to do.
Oh,
And
I see how it is, you selfish prick.
No, maybe we could do that. I wanted
Nah.
to pick the ones that sounded interesting to us that we were excited to talk about, but I can see the point.
I still want to do Ghost Knight. That sounds
All right. Anyways, so that'll do it for our main topic today. Thank you very much.
50-50.
Thank you very much, Wolfgang Baur, for that.
Ooh, that's a good decision.
That's a good idea.
We'll
Sarah.
choose one and then we'll throw one out for the other guys.
And Sam's like, poll. God damn it! I guess we're doing a poll, motherfucker.
This is why people love
It's an option.
This is why people love you. Could you include them in shit? That's actually a really good.
Yeah.
Anyways, so before we move on to our unearthed tips and trick, we have one more gift to give away. Compliments of Loresmith. Brandon.
What?
Ian. Brandon.
What?
Ian.
Yes.
Holy
Brandon.
shit.
Ian.
I'll do the first part.
Our winner.
Brian.
I'll do the first part. You do the second part. Because it's 2 words.
Fine.
Who's our winner today? Who's our winner today, Brandon?
Damn it, dude. Spencer?
Score Rico.
Haha.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you gotta take a stand and don't have to hide.
Dun, 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 dun. I miss it going back to that. Sniff. He listens and turns away sobbing. Actually, I changed my answer. I like a pool also. Tate, I would prefer a pool.
Me too. So congratulations, Spencer Corico. If you enjoy the adventure, head on over to Loresmith and leave him a review. Let him know what you like, what you didn't like, and help him improve his product moving forward. Definitely check out a lot of his new stuff. If you haven't listened to our Remarkable Inns episode, pick that book up because it's amazing.
It's amazing.
So, moving on to our final segment, Unearthed Tips and Tricks, where we give you creative content for you to bring with you on your next adventure.
Yay.
So our first UTT is our character concept.
Man, bear, pig.
And I actually stole this idea. I've started listening to a new podcast called Bombarded, It's an entire group full of musicians who all play bards.
Oh my god.
So they actually play instruments.
Bum, bum, bum,
And
bum,
so
bum, bum,
I
bum.
shared their post on our page, so you can find them there, or Google them and you'll find their link. The guys, the team's great. But anyways, the character concept they have in there is a character named Razul.
Razul.
I think his last name is Dazzle.
Razul Dazzle.
That, or he's like the son of Dazzle or something like
Prepare
that.
yourself for some Razul Dazzle.
That's basically what it is.
Or I thought Brazil was named Hagar from Aladdin.
Yes.
I don't know.
Or-
But God damn it! Anyway,
it's-
stop changing.
I'm sorry. He threw a good thing on it. It's funny.
What is it?
Actually, it should be an ool. I don't really want pee in it.
Fucking people.
I love it.
All right, so kind of going with you mentioned Brandon, that you didn't like the randomization of the first archetype of the bard we discussed. Right?
Oh, you'll hate
I
this.
like it. I just don't like the idea of getting hurt by it.
Well, you're gonna like this then. This is a truly wild shape. This character Razul cannot control what animal he shifts into. So instead, they have like a range band, right? And roll a percentage die. And the DM has dictated what each kind of range turns into. I'm such an idiot. In my notes, it says using a percentile die, they use a strength range band. See what I did there? I'm such an idiot. I wrote it out. So I don't remember the exact numbers, but for an example, a 20 to 30% maybe a wolf, 45 to a lion, and maybe a 60 to a 90 like a brown bear. Like I said, I don't know what they actually are because I'm not far enough into the show and I haven't actually Googled it. But the whole idea is to have this chance of changing and surprising everyone, because nobody knows what you're gonna get, right? Maybe he can't control it, or it's something he's working on. What I thought was really interesting is the DM did something very special for critical, like a 1 and a 100. And if you critically succeed, you roll a 100 on a percent. I think he allows him to turn into something he wouldn't be able to otherwise. Either something out of a CR range or something out of the category of beasts altogether.
I turned into a Tyrannosaurus.
Well, that's still a beast, so I think at a certain level you'd be able to turn that into that anyway.
But if it's above his current level, then suck it.
Excellent point. And the other thing I thought was interesting is that if he can turn into something that's not like the beast type, like let's say a fey, blink dog, for instance,
Or a hellhound.
or a hellhound, how awesome would that be? Now, it's a very small chance, but when it does, that would just be so freaking cool. And especially if the DM decided to change it every time he rolled a crit, right? Like, okay, for this time, if he rolls a 100, he's going to get Blink Dog. Okay, that's cool. Next time, it's a Hellhound. I just think that's really cool. And likewise, if he does, rolls a 1, maybe he turns into, like, a frog or a cat or something.
Robert.
You know what I mean? You guys catching all that?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, guys, I have a really quick and hilarious story about that. We had a guy on my boat who brought his guitar underway, and he would not work on his qualifications or do anything. He'd just sit there and play and play and play. So one day, his chief came up to while he was playing in the galley where everyone's eating, and he takes tin snips and snaps all of his strings. And he says, "Get to work."
That's hilarious. So back to that.
Yeah.
Is there anything of interest going on in there?
No.
Wow, that's harsh because there's a lot of chat there. Okay, I'm gonna trust you guys. So what do you guys think of this?
If you want some a little extra random flavor, then go for it. And maybe in return, maybe give him an extra wild shape just to compensate for the randomness.
Like, what do you mean?
Like one
Like
extra.
an extra use of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I can see that.
I can do it more, but
I don't see critical fails changing or happening too often.
No.
Especially if you choose something like, what was it? Was it Luck that let you reroll ones?
yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, you just take that and you still don't have a chance.
But I think that's part of the fun, though. I mean, you guys are locked in this heated battle with this giant minotaur, and you're ready to turn into a giant bear. You can hear your bones cracking, your body twisting. As your body begins to twist and take a new form. That would be funny. Meow. Anyway,
Talking about Worms Armageddon.
I love Wormed Armageddon.
That's a great game.
It's a great party game to kill your friends. Anyways, I really like this idea, and it really made the wild shape truly wild and unpredictable. And I like that sort of stuff. If you've listened to our show, you know we've talked about, randomness, spells out of a hat, stuff like that. And I get really excited for stuff like that. So to me, this sounds like an awesome character concept. Obviously, it requires a little bit of work with your DM, or actually maybe not. If you just pick stuff that you can turn into and just create your own little chart and roll a die every time you want to shapeshift, have at it. But would be more interesting is to see what you can do with those by challenging yourself. Hey, in this situation, I am turned into a spider. How can that possibly help me right now? And how can I get the most out of it? I think that would be a good way to challenge you as an experienced player as well. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. And Animal House. I think that'll do it for our character concept. Our monster variant today is the Sloth Mammoth. Brandon, do you want to take that one?
The origin is the Mammoth. The new features include Trampling Rush, replaces Trampling Charge. Is there much of a difference?
Not much, but I'll talk about it.
If the Mammoth moves at least 20 feet straight toward a creature and then hits it with a gore attack on the same turn, that target must succeed on a DC 18 strength saving throw or be knocked prone or pushed 20 feet. If the target is prone, the Mammoth can make one stomp attack against it as a bonus action. That would suck.
So the real only difference between Trampling Rush and Trampling Charge is that instead of it just knocking him prone, I added the option to push it. Because I love the idea of the Mammoth just charging in and just constantly trying to push people like off of stuff. Or smashing into them and tossing them into like a building or something. You know what I mean? And so that's something that made sense to me for kind of the build that I was going for.
I'm not gonna lie, when I read the name, I briefly thought of the giant sloth from Futurama.
Oh, okay. You want to take the next one? The next feature?
That's the one where Fry turned into a Neanderthal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kids got hit in the head.
Slow breath recharges on a 5 or a 6. The Mammoth releases gas from its trunk. Damn it.
Can you do a like an elephant noise? Oh, that was really good. Good enough.
The Mammoth releases gas from its trunk in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in that area must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature can't... What?
On a failed save.
On a failed save, the creature can't use reactions. Its speed is halved, and it can't make more than one attack on its turn. In addition, the creature can use either an action or a bonus action on its turn, but not both. These effects last for 1 minute. The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself with a successful save.
What do you guys think of this?
I like it.
Are you giggling at gas?
Yes. And the elephant noise.
Yes. So, in this instance, the Sloth Mammoth is basically gained the slow breath from dragons, using its trunk to cast the slow effect, allowing for, God damn it, you guys, allowing.
All right. I gotta go to work soon.
Right. I gotta go to sleep soon. I cannot wait to get back on my regular shift.
Can increase the damage if it's a wet and sloppy gas release.
Are you done?
Mammoth sneezed, covered in snot. Target slowed for a bit.
Oh, I wish I would have thought of that. That's so much more flavorful.
They slowed and they slip.
Anyways, the idea behind this is because they can travel and rush targets. One of the big problems with that would be if they charge from target to target, they would get op attacks. By using this, you can potentially limit the number of op attacks. So basically, you have this sloth this mammoth that's charging repeatedly between characters, and as it does, it can push them 10 feet or 20 feet, and then charge between another one without allowing it to take op attacks, basically making it very difficult for the players to close that gap if they're any sort of melee classes. What do you guys think? if you ran into something like this. I can't get the snot shooting out of the trunk out of my head.
I would think it'd be kind of gross.
It would be.
Well, if it's anything I've learned from Skyrim, it's don't fuck with the mammoths, so I would just leave it alone.
I thought it was don't screw with the giants.
That's
They
hilarious.
kind of golf swing hook off the map.
Yeah. Dude, I almost got sick when I was playing on my VR helmet, and one of those bastards hit me, and I went flying. I'm like, I almost threw up in my mouth. It was gross.
Anywho.
God.
Sam says, combine it with something that can cast haste on it would make this guy insane. I would agree. Those are two good partners. Maybe we need, whoa, here comes the pain train, motherfucker. Woo, woo. That was weak. So I really like this this monster. I can't wait to use it. I'm planning on using it for some upcoming encounters. Actually, that Ian will be in. So, yeah. So, anyways, I think that'll do it for our monster variant. Our encounter of the podcast comes from patron Sambridge.
Yay!
Ian, do you want to take that?
My characters are currently on a side quest from the POTA campaign while they do a job for Bourbon Toe LLC. They have an employment contract. They need to get 500 pounds of black oak from Crypt Garden Forest, or about one large tree, within 1 month to Waterdeep. However, they were warned a very large ancient green dragon by the name of Old Gnawbone claimed Crypt Garden as her territory along with her son, an adult green dragon.
That's 5,000.
What did he say?
500.
Well, what the fuck ever.
5,000 pounds of
that
black
number's not important.
5,000.
Well, 5,000 is worth a lot more than 500.
When the players begin to take the wood, they find the two dragons take off from the mountains above with a hurricane-like wind, and if they perceive it, eventually it will be pretty frickin' obvious, they will see 3 dragons, including an adult red, flying from the south to attack. The moment battle ensues, the players will be given dragon character sheets, and they get to play out a 3 versus 2 dragon fight. While the part gets looked
I think it's supposed to be party.
Well, the party gets to look on from the sidelines and not be in danger.
Quote unquote.
I just need to figure out a way for the dragon remains to be mopped up so the party doesn't go nuts looting dragon parts. Note I have simplified dragon stats by removing legendary actions and their actions, because the fight wouldn't be in the friggin' lair. Otherwise, the fight would be very bogged down and confusing.
Before I give my 2 cents into this, what do you guys think of this?
I think it's kind of awesome.
I think it would be so much fun. And to get rid of the buys to keep them from looting, just blow them up. Just blow the dragon up. There's nothing left. Or send them to a dimension of hell or something.
The fire burns away their bodies or the SF melts it away.
But that can only happen if the red one wins, right?
Xenomorphs.
The other ones are green dragons. But anyways,
Don't they spit acid?
huh?
Don't they breathe acid?
Do they? I don't know.
Or is that poison?
Or better yet,
I think black ones
the
are
dragons that are killed, as they fall, they land on a perilous mountainside that the players cannot get up to.
Those are good options. First of all, I love this idea. I haven't run this exact scenario, but I did run an adventure for our patrons some time ago where I gave them their character, let them have their characters, and have control over dragons and their stat blocks for battle.
You hated me for that.
Oh, but it was so much fun, wasn't it?
Banish.
Yeah, fucking banish, goddammit. Like, literally, there's a Dragon Rider battle, and this motherfucker banished one of my monsters. I was so pissed off.
And then I banished the other one.
God damn it. But anyways, I still rolled with it though. But anyways, I love this idea. I love that you want to pull the character sheets from the players and give them something different to do. And playing dragons is definitely different. And can make the battle seem challenging, especially with flying. If you've not seen our episode on flying, definitely check that out. We talk a lot about how to handle that. But in this scene, you can do so much with this. It'll be a nice change of pace. This would be a really great thing to hold on to if you have like them in an area, but then have a lack of players show up.
Yep.
Because then if you got 5 players and only 2 show up, here you go. We're having a dragon battle, bitches. And
Dun 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 dun.
now, the one that I do have to give you a tip, because this is one of my favorite parts of it. If you do the flying, grapple those fuckers and crash them into the side of mountains, okay? That was my favorite part of playing the dragon, is doing like a spiraling death dive and dropping them into a mountain at full velocity. It was awesome.
Until I cast a banish spell.
Fucking banish. But anyways, the other thing I want to say, you were concerned about dragon remains not being mopped up. There's two things you can do that I think. First is
You don't know where they crash landed.
it's hard to find, right? Make it hard to find. Actually, kind of coincide with that. Other people could have witnessed this and have raced and cleaned the place up, where they get there and there's nothing of value left. Or maybe something small of value so they don't feel like they were ripped off, but not enough to collect everything. So
Then start for a neat little encounter adventure.
Yeah.
It's like you go and, the dragon remains are gone. It's like, well, let's go find the people who took it and take it from them.
Or better yet, if one of them wins, maybe let's say the big red dragon wins and it grabs each dragon in its tail and it flies away with them.
Lunch.
Yeah, well, that's where I would go, right? You still need to eat. So, anyways, I love this encounter. I love this idea. Keep in mind, everyone, it's not limited to just dragons. I think this is a great example. But we've talked on the show before about how you don't see, like, devils and celestials constantly fighting this war that we know is going on. Maybe when you need, you have this kind of backdrop, maybe if nobody shows up, they're fucking demons and devils and celestials fighting, and you give the character sheets you give the monster sheets to the players and have at it. That could be a really great filler to show the world being engaged, the living world.
My encounter is a funeral that appears, but each player encounters something different. Says Taylor.
That's cool.
Funeral? As in, like, death funeral? What?
Funerals usually mean somebody died, yes.
My encounter is a funeral that appears, but each player encounters something different.
Anywho.
Sam says he also surprised the players and put it at the end of a session, so they had a whole week to prepare on what they're going to do, which I think is a really great idea. All right. So, hey, thank you, Sam, for submitting that awesome encounter. Please send me more. I see his post. I see his comment. This guy, Sam, you are a writing machine. So feel free to fill out all of our encounters moving forward.
Justin's out of ideas.
That's not what I said.
But you implied it.
Well, everyone I get makes my job a little easier. That'll do it for our encounter of the podcast, submitted by Sam Bridge. Thank you so much, patron Sam. Our magic item of the podcast is simply known as the mask.
Smoking.
Are you shitting me?
No. I already made you shit yourself earlier, so no. Maybe twice in a row. You got your brown pants on today, baby? So this is a wondrous and very rare item. This ancient-looking wooden green mask appears to slightly shimmer with a mystical green aura. While wearing this mask, you are caught in a brief whirlwind of magic and become under the effects of the Alter Self spell. This does not require concentration. The DM rolls on the NPC talents, mannerisms, interaction traits, ideals, and bonds tables in the DMG to determine the new personality of the altered self while you're wearing the mask.
I am Cuban Pete, king of the rumba beats. Boom, 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 boom.
Shake my maracas, I'll go ching chingy boom, ching chingy boom.
If the creature wearing the mask attempts to remove it, they must succeed a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
Ouch.
If they fail, the mask remains in place until they finish a long rest, where they find the mask laying near them when they awaken. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Did you watch this recently?
No,
No?
not at all. Thanks for. Okay. Hey, what do you guys think? Fucking crickets. Do you guys have thoughts on this? Besides, I like it. I mean, what do you like about it?
I think it'd be refreshing.
I think you come up with once you like the personality traits for that person, it stays with them. But then you roll down the table again for each time a different person wears it.
Oh, see, I didn't consider that. That's actually
because
pretty
he
good
was
thing.
the same person every time he put the mask on, and when the
That's true.
mobster put it on, he was even the bigger dick.
He was different, yeah. What did they say? It pulled out like their inhibitions or something.
It pulled out their inner self. Yes.
Yeah. I love this idea because first, alter spell being able to cast daily is awesome.
Yep.
But in addition to that, because it gives you slightly benefits, you can grow gills if you want. You can change your height and change your character altogether. But what makes it interesting is it's an amazing roleplay opportunity for anybody that wears it, because now there's a challenge set above them. This is your new personality while you have this mask on. Oh, you want to try to take it off? Sorry, you can't. And so now they're stuck with whatever visual description they got, whether it's fins or flippers for swimming through water, and like a seal walking on water or walking on land.
That's fucked up.
What's that?
I am sure my players and some here would love for my mask to be made from a plastic bag without holes and cinch with a zip tie.
Oh, jeez.
Lucky number 11, huh? Okay. Inner self, and I imagined a wounded character pulling their intestines out.
You have to be louder if you're going to read those.
Sorry.
Sam says.
Sorry. Sam says, I heard Ian say pulled out their inner self, and I imagined a wounded character pulling their intestines out.
That's funny. So I really like this idea, this magic item. Now, Alter Self is a 2nd level spell, so that's kind of powerful. But in the same token, this gives an opportunity and a challenge to a player to have to roleplay a totally new character. And then they have to decide whether putting that mask on is worth the benefits.
I think it's smoking.
Oh, fuck.
That's the whole song.
They call me Cuba Beat. I'm the king of the rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick boom, chick boom, chick. Yes, sir.
Brandon, come on, man. Enjoy yourself.
Oh my god.
All right. So that is our magic item, the mask. Definitely, I think this is fun, and I would love to have this in my game. And it probably will show up at some point. So our Dungeon Master tip of the podcast is time. The greatest threat. Oh, that was pretty good. Do you want to take it? It's kind of. I mean, yeah, you can't just read it though because it's not set up in that format.
Okay.
Time.
So one of the most common things that we hear is, I'm going to check the room for loot and for secrets. We all know that players notice if they get a low roll, they're just going to keep rolling until they get what they want, right?
Yep.
We've talked about branching and stuff like that, but really, if they go into a building and they kill the guys in the room, and sometimes even the big bad, there's not much threat left, so they can kind of search all they want over and over and over and over. And unfortunately, there's no real reason why they shouldn't do that, right?
Technically, no.
And after a battle, you also get, players that say, okay, let's take a short rest. That way they're good and refreshed for the next battle, because once again, why wouldn't they?
Of course, in the 5th edition, short rests are 1 hour, where in past editions, it was only 5 minutes.
Right, so that does help a little bit. And once again, even the players know that if they're refreshed, they do a better job. And random encounters are often the reason they would avoid doing those things, because DMs roll, random encounters. If you know me, I don't like random encounters. I try not to use them, but sometimes I have to because it makes sense for the story. Oh, you got lost in a traipsing through the jungle. You stumbled across a T-Rex.
Welcome to the jungle.
Fuck me.
We can find the gangs.
I recently ran a game of Chapel on the Cliffs, and it's one of the first modules I've run that really made me feel the sense of time and the urgency that's involved with it. If you've not seen seen the game, you can watch the game on twitch.tv/Crit and check out our gameplay of it. In the Chapels and the Cliffs games, the village that they're in, every night zombies awaken and flood, like so much that they can't fend them off. They can't stop them. So time becomes super important because they have to get certain things done before the next night. Now, in our shortened 3-hour version, there was only one night, but the idea is that it goes longer than that. And so, as a DM, tracking time is something I don't think gets done enough. And because of that, we allow players to do things like, oh, I can travel at a slow pace and make sure I don't get ambushed. Why wouldn't you do that? Right? Why wouldn't the players do that? They have no reason not to. Let's always travel at a slow pace. Unless you specifically put something to force them to go, they're always going to do that. And the same thing with the searching through the rooms. Now, as a DM, adding events that will occur as time moves on with or without the PCs, even if it's just inside the location that they're at, is super important because you don't want. I think we've talked in one of the episodes about like the mountain exploding and it's running lava and it's gonna kill some shit.
Liquid hot magma.
So as I was thinking about this, what are some things that we could do to really push the time rushing without having to always have something prepared on what's going on? And I think briefly we've talked before about escalation dice, if I'm not mistaken. Do you guys remember that?
No, vaguely.
I remember those from a while ago.
And we talked about how escalation die can be used to be like an event calculator.
Oh, we could take a time rock falls next to you from the erupting volcano, or maybe we should get going.
Yeah. So using an escalation die, which is a D10, a D6, whatever D you want, and every time the player decide to spend time to do something, you click it over and it goes up. And then when it hits the max, some sort of special event happens. Now, it may be revolve around what the players are doing right now. It may not. For instance, let's say they decide to explore a dungeon. Their goal is to go in and retrieve said item for somebody, right? And they stop regularly to take short rests. And you decide you don't want to deal with generating random encounters. You could instead then increase this escalation dice and decide that, okay, if they don't get through this by the time this tips off, some event happens back in the village, right? Somebody gets murdered, somebody goes missing, bandits come into town. You can decide all that. So
meanwhile, in Whitechapel.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the Hall of Justice, Aquaman's eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, this is a great sandwich.
But
The fuck?
Oh, yeah.
the same thing can be said for setting traps, right? Let's say the players take a long time to get to a dungeon, and there's bandits in it. Maybe that escalation dice for as they're taking their time represents traps being set, an ambush being set. And the players may or may not know exactly what that die does, but it pushes them forward. It pushes them to want to not let it tip over, especially the more severe you make it. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, I definitely think anything that can nudge players along to do things expediently is pretty good.
Yep.
Sam, that's because it's effing hard to track time, especially when the game is so ambiguous about it.
Yes, and that's kind of the point with this, is it gives you an indicator, and it gives the players an indicator. And they, like I said, they don't have to know what's going to happen. They have to know that when it ticks over, even if it doesn't affect them right now, they'll be like, well, I wonder what just happened after it hit a 6 on a D6.
5 minutes to midnight.
And using this as a tool to track time could help push players forward, so they're not saying we walk slowly. Because as soon as you say they walk slowly, you would tick it up. If they decide to take a rest, you tick it up. If they decide that they want to set up an ambush, you tick it up. All those big choices that they make that take more time than normal to do, they'll still accomplish them, but now something else in the world is happening, and they may not know what it is right then and right there, and they might find out later. As players, what would you guys think about something like that, knowing that that's happening?
Well, I know what to think because it has happened. You've done it with me before. As a matter of fact, I believe you had, I think it was a D10, and it was slowly going up because we were taking a sweet-ass time. Mm-hmm. And when it hit 10, you took the die away, and we're like, oh, okay, nothing happened, good. By the time I got back to town, the guy that hired us, he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, so
there was no payment.
There was no payment for it, right? Because something scared him away. I don't know if you ever followed into why he disappeared, did you?
No, I
don't think so. He was kidnapped. But anyways, but he had warned you about that ahead of time. Somebody was after him, and he wanted to get this item for, I forgot, it was a long time ago. But anyways, that to me is a powerful drive for the players to be aware of the time that they spend doing stuff. Whether that's good or not at your table, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best thing for your table. Every table's unique. But it does put a sense of urgency on stuff, doesn't it? And it shows that their choices are affecting the world around them. So, all right. So I think that'll do it for our Dungeon Master tip. I don't think I missed anything. Is there anything else you guys could see coming out of that?
Nope.
All right. That'll do it for our Dungeon Master tip. Time, the greatest threat.
The greatest annoyance.
And today's player tip.
Oh, how could you guys not? There's a certain way you're supposed to deliver that. Fuck you! Oh God, you guys suck. All right, you have to say it a certain way. We have a process, and you're fucking with my flow, bro.
It's 'cause I'm
Then do it.
And our fourth and final on our tips and trick is our player tip of the podcast.
Don't be a dick.
And you can avoid dickitude by improving party tactics. Brandon, you want to take this one?
Some players can't help but see fucking.
Wow, way to take that one, Brandon.
Shut up. Some players can't help but see every missed opportunity to that gives the what? You worded that wrong.
Or
Some
you
players-
could read it first and then talk
Some
instead of
players
just regurgitating
can't help
it.
but see every missed opportunity that gives the PCs
You know
the
what?
best. You take it. I'm tired.
Some players can't help but see every missed opportunity that gives the PCs the best opportunity to succeed. And people who are big strategists, like Ian over here,
Yeah.
are very honed in on those sort of things. Either in the form of terrain advantages or players choosing the wrong spell for the job or the wrong skill that needs to be done at hand. All those things. You probably spot a lot of those, don't you?
Yeah.
The inefficiencies. Does it bug you?
A little bit.
Right. So perfect example right there. We've talked about having, discussions after combat to improve group tactics and missed opportunities. But what if instead your character reacted to a bad decision during combat?
Why did you not get prone, you idiot? That way we all have an advantage when he's on the ground so we can beat the living crap out of him even more efficiently. Gah!
Kind of like that.
What the fuck just happened?
So this is a great role player opportunity if you're frustrated by seeing poor tactics. Consider how your character would feel. After all, it's their life on the line. If you fail to perform your task in an adventuring party, you're not risking your own life, you're risking other lives. So
I was in range of that fireball, you idiot.
that's an appropriate reaction. If you're frustrated by seeing poor tactics, consider how I already went through that part. If you express your character's frustration, especially in character with mannerisms and voice and all that jazz, it can help the player to not take the criticism personally. Additionally, this can help build your PC as someone who is, more knowledgeable in the aspects of combat and engagement during battle, which becomes important. But as Ian just did perfectly, do not overdo it. If your character is constantly complaining about bad tactics, they may just end up being booted from the party, as nobody wants a backseat fighter. All right. In the same token, but in all honesty, this is a good way to do it. If the players are open to suggestion, and if you're a player and you're listening to this, you should always be open to suggestion. I'm not saying you have to follow what everyone says. You can always go that, well, it's my character, I can play how I want. But would your character choose to make this bad decision on purpose? Not generally. Often I find that it's an experience issue, right?
He's on the edge of the cliff. Why didn't you shove him?
Yeah, let's cast Fireball when the guy's standing on the edge of the cliff when just, prodding him is enough. Things like that become important, and your characters would react to a poor decision. Don't you agree, Brandon?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a situation like this?
When I burned myself, my wife yelled at me.
Because you did a decision that ended up purposely harming yourself, right?
And getting myself killed and leaving her to the final fight, just her by herself.
Now, would a character, a living creature, do that to themselves?
No.
Right, and that's an example of a poor decision.
Also
that
a good example of lessons learned.
Yes, that's true. But this is dangerous and slippery territory. Don't be the rude, inconsiderate prick. Stay in character. Try not to do it too much. But if
Unless
done
your
right,
character is a rude and inconsiderate prick.
well, then you'll just be left at the end. But it's important to remember that no matter how many games I play personally, focus fire seems to be the first shit that goes out the door. I don't understand that. Everyone knows if you attack the same target, it dies faster, but nobody does it. Everyone feels like they need to go after their own thing. And that, to me, is a poor tactic. So if I had a character who was intelligent and understood battle tactics, I would try to explain that in character by calling out, hey, we need to... All right, you three, we don't have any covered on this Kobold slinging fire spells at us. We need to really get a handle on that first. Toruk and Jax, can you handle that?
Toruk.
And so they may choose to do that, they may not, but from a roleplay standpoint, that's something that makes sense. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys would like to add to that?
Great. Now I'm thinking about my old drill sergeant character I roll up and never actually played.
Oh, I don't. That actually covers quite a bit.
How would you take it if a person in character said, "My friend, your weapon would be much more effective against the enemy over there, the one with the big sawtooth blade. Do you think you can handle him? That big axe of yours definitely could do it. Get a good swing in him. I think you can handle it."
If it's said right, then I think it'd be more inspirational than taking it as criticism.
And that's the point. If I was to say, "Hey, asshole, go attack the fucking other guy. He's weak against slashing. Go chop him up."
Eat a dick.
Yeah, you're less likely to be open to it. So once again, you got to do this sparingly, but in character and with good
Intentions?
yes.
Yeah.
You'll have good results, and everybody will be better for it. Now, if you have this character always happens. If you have the character who likes to hide during combat, encourage the enemy to go after him. Why are you attacking me? He's an open target. I don't know. But staying in character and trying to improve your party tactics is definitely something you should work towards if you run into players who generally it's an inexperienced character or somebody who's stuck in their ways to do something a specific way. And you can break those just by having open dialogue in character. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Where's my show notes? All right. That'll do it for our. That'll do it for our show today.
Excellent.
Before we close out the show today, we have one more gift to give away. Compliments of Jeff Stevens. Ian, who's our winner today?
Our winner is Nick is Happy.
What?
Yeah.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you gotta take a stand.
You guys fucked that up.
You stole that from me.
I did not.
I did it last week. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, yeah.
And congratulations, Nick is Happy. If I do recall, this is his second time winning something.
How on earth can you possibly know that?
Because Nick is Happy is a very unique name. And I remember that because we pulled that name before.
Yes, we have, but I don't know how on earth you could possibly remember that.
Because I'm awesome?
Oh, whatever. Yes, congratulations, Nick is Happy. This is the second thing he's won. If you enjoy the adventure, please head on over to DM's Guild and make sure to leave Jeff Stevens a review. Let him know what you like, what you didn't like, and help him improve his products moving forward.
In closing, please join us on our next episode where we hear feedback from you, our heroes. We continue on our Midgard Heroes character analysis of the fighter.
Our class analysis, you mean?
On our class analysis of the fighter.
That's really good. If I recall, there are 6 archetypes. We will pick 2 of those, and we will be discussing those. You want to take the next section?
If you have any feet... Oh! Ah, that's my nipple, dude. You grabbed my nip, man. It's like a little mosquito bite now.
Tit show.
Dude!
God.
Do you want to take that one?
If you have any feedback, unearthed tips and tricks, or topics you would like us to discuss, please send them to us. You can email them to us at critacademy@gmail.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook at Crit Academy.
We hope you enjoyed your experience here at Crit Academy. If you did, you can help others find our show by leaving a hopefully 5-star review on iTunes. If you do not have iTunes, you can still leave a review. Or you can just send us a message telling us how much you enjoy the show.
Also, be sure to give us a like and a share.
And make sure you to subscribe to our show at critacademy.com so we can help you on your future adventures, as well as be entered to win cool prizes each and every week. You want to take that last sentence?
You'll also find links to our fellowship members there as well.
Yes, definitely check them out. If you haven't listened to Inter-Party Conflict with Gabe and Jeff, they do great content. Every week they answer your questions and do a far better job than we do, and they're much nicer than us. As well as D&D Character Lab, who, as of the recording of this episode, just had their 1-year anniversary. So congratulations to Dan and Garen. It's a big milestone, so that's exciting. If you've not listened to D&D Character Lab, they build complex characters every single week and argue, like a pair of true bards argue their validity in game, back and forth. It's absolutely hilarious. Check it out. I am your host, Justin.
I'm your co-host, Brandon.
And I'm your co-host, Ian.
Thanks for listening.
Brandon.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes!
That was exciting.
Yeah.
It was.
Do you have a closer for us there?
You always have a closer. Come on.
The last one you did was pretty funny.
Light bulb.
What was my last one?
Something from like Ratchet and Clank.
Bards for less. You bring the cash, we bring the smash.
Yeah, you did that one already. Give us something else.
I was referring to the one that you mentioned last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got 10 seconds.
Oh. Today's episode is brought to you by Waldorf's Instrument Repair Service. I'm trying to think of the second part.
Insurance is optional.
Oh. We'll make sure you always stay in tune.
Ooh, that was really good. You tied that into the bard. That's awesome.